This is the John Hallett Podcast with John Hallett.
Because the way we're living, we need to change it, make a change today, and all learn from failure. Maybe they just wanted it a little bit more than you. That's probably the fact.
And now your host, John Hallett.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. We are talking a bit about the RM SDF move here and just your footwork and fundamentals in Krav Maga. Just had, 2 second-degree black belts. Just, we're doing some basic 101 stuff today. And it's not all so basic when you get down into it. There's just so much more, and how much you want to focus and really get good and get a masterful understanding of what you're doing, because there's just so many degrees of learning. And you got to just focus on that, guys. We see people with toes on the ground, no good contact, and it takes some time. How much bandwidth do you want to put into your fight stance, into your self-defense? Hey, you're going to be better, is what I told one of the coaches. Students come in once or twice a week, and, maybe they're spending just that. That's the only time they're focused. Maybe, here and there, they think about something, maybe on the drive home, whatever, they're driving to class and maybe they're thinking about it. And then you get the people that are thinking about it all the time. How much bandwidth are you capable of or want to devote to your self-defense training? And, 2 second-degree black belts today, just really getting deep into just your fight stance and the timing of that punch coming from that Krav Maga non-ready position, right? I wasn't ready to defend myself, and I need to go from a neutral stance. Those of you guys don't know it, essentially just staying in their toes, kind of in around the same line, and you're bursting into that fight stance, sending a weapon, possibly addressing a stick defense, a knife attack, and you're doing a 360 or a redirection against that stick. And the timing of that punch and where your foot is when that punch lands, you can really get deep into the weeds and get a deeper understanding of it. How much bandwidth do you want to put into it? Some people want to put in a whole ton. Some people just want to just be a little bit better. Hey, as long as you're doing something, in my opinion, at least you're better. You're spending 2 hours a week focused on your self-defense. That's better than zero. That most people do out there. If you're doing any martial art, I give you credit for doing it. Do something, man. Just get a little bit better. Be able to protect yourself and your family. It blows my mind on men that, especially women need to defend themselves, but I'm a guy, so I'm speaking from my standpoint that, man, you got to be able to defend your family. And there's such a misconception out there. I got in a fight in 8th grade. You think you can defend yourself at 40, you're kidding yourself. You got to do something. And that's where, my passion for self-defense and Krav Maga and where it started, go home. I want to be well-rounded. I feel, different Krav Maga schools offer different things. What we do here at RM SDF is encompass, the firearm, self-defense, whether it's on the ground, standing up, weapon defenses. There's a lot of competition stuff that's great, but if you're not with that weapon all of the time, a majority of the training time, it's just words. You're just talking, yeah, this is what I would do against the knife. But if you're not doing it on a weekly basis or on a regular basis, I think weekly, you're fooling yourself, guys. I'm sorry, but you are. It's ridiculous. It drives me as much crazy as just people out there in politics and, getting tribal. I mean, just tell me why you want to vote for somebody. Give me a good reason. I see just so much out there that people just get caught up in and tribal on Krav Maga being the best self-defense system. No, it's anything, guys. We can borrow from anything. Krav Maga is just a name. Just like the Republican Party, the Democratic Party. Oh man, some of them have just become names, and it's driving me crazy because I think there's a lot of people going down the wrong road. Big corporations are beating us all up, no matter what party you are. We've got to just look out for the common good. But man, that stuff drives me crazy. Probably more crazy than people defending themselves and getting tribal about their martial art. It's got to be well-rounded, guys, and that's what drew me into Krav Maga, and that's our brand of Krav Maga. Some schools get too caught up in the workout of it, and that's great. I love to be in good shape because I got to tell you, it has saved me more times in sparring and going to instructor training. Is just being in good shape is going to get you out of a lot of trouble because you're conditioned. You're stronger or strong as you could be. So focus on that stuff. What else were we talking about? Oh yeah, our move. So a lot of people let them their minds wander. We have decided at RM SDF, my wife Jenny and I, to sell our building and go to a smaller location. Like I said in my first announcement, I've been wanting to get back to my roots on Nantucket Island where I started teaching. And in a small place, you don't need a big thing. A lot of martial arts school owners can, get caught up in bigger is better. And, look at 24-hour fitness. They're giant and they're crowded. And how much attention do you get in there? Well, you're really not paying for any. You're just paying to come in and use the equipment. We are really trying to get back to where we were or where I started from. And it's small, no nonsense. We've decided to sell the building and invest that in a 1031 exchange and do an investment property. We are not buying the building that we're moving to on Malibu. That's what a lot of people have thought. We're not buying that building. We're, you might say diversifying. We're just doing something different. And working on not killing yourself. The bigger your gym, the more members you have, the more, and it's not as necessarily profitable, and it's not necessarily the best experience for your members. Big gyms are hard to handle. You need a lot of, you need staff, you need square footage, and that square footage in Castle Rock is expensive. So, some gyms, I get into, are they doing it full time? If they're not, great. You got another side of income. So, hey, your gym's just kind of fun, little bit of side income. That's great. But people doing it full time, it's super competitive. I think a lot of gyms out there, despite in Castle Rock and across the country, get caught up and man, they all beat each other up over price. I got to tell you, our prices are on our website. You can check them out right there. Other gyms, you guys go ahead and check it out. Stop competing on price. They just lowball because it degrades the whole thing. We don't have to do that anymore. That's part of our move, that we don't have to be this ultra competitive because we need so many members in a larger gym. That's just the way it is. Either that, you got a big ginormo space in Castle Rock and all your members are paying $500 or $600 a month. That's how that math would work. Otherwise, your gym, if there it's $100, that's way below average. You're looking at more like the 150 to the 180s is kind of the national average of what I see in research and data that comes in from our gym software and other gym softwares of what people are charging from their databases. So that, I guess, hopefully answers a lot of questions. We are going to be, I put it on the website, I think it's 282 Malibu Street, Unit A4. We are going to be moving to the back building because our building and the build out of their second floor offices, not my office. As you can see, a little bit different setup behind me. I've moved into our loft, which hasn't been used in a long time. So just utilizing that space and giving my wife, when she is working from home, our home office, so we're not kind of conflicting, and I can hang out and listen to Joe Rogan and not bother her or whatever else I'm doing when we are working at home. So I've moved up into the loft, and that was a thing with that other building. We had a giant kind of private training room that we used once in a while. Square footage is expensive in Castle Rock. So, we decided that it was time to sell that and simplify. That is the reason. And try not to work so much. When you need so many members, you need to put in a lot of effort into that gym. Not that we're going to be taking away effort and what we're offering all of you. We really want to keep honing in and just specializing with. I'd rather teach a small group of people and really get to know them. That's the type of gym I started at, and RM SDF has been pretty big over the years, and even me not knowing people in different classes. So that is what we're looking for, I guess. So I think it's time to wrap this sucker up. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, if you're one of our members, you're out there, let me know. Always looking for that type of stuff. One of the hardest things of this podcast. All right. And as always, you guys can support this podcast by shopping at the RM SDF store, shop.rmsdf for all the Rocky Mountain gear. If you're looking for the ClearSky.Training, check out goodness, I can't talk today. shop.clearsky.training. You can also train online. I highly encourage all you members to get on there. We're putting lots of videos, and you can train at home and just review. And again, the bandwidth, how much bandwidth you want to put in it, you can put in more and just watch that video or watch the videos. I can't talk today, guys. I got to wrap it up. ClearSky.Training. And if you guys need supplements, really help me out here. We have suckless.co. Everything from BCAAs to protein. It will help, supplement what you do. So a lot of good stuff there that'll really help support the podcast. We have, gotten rid of the partnerships and done it ourselves, and no longer doing, you can still get any of the other stuff. Prestige Labs, really good stuff, but we've decided, to kind of cut out the middleman, so to speak, and do our own supplements. So check it out, guys. We got some good incentives if you guys are a member and want to start a subscription. So check it out, suckless.co. All right, guys, train more, suck less. Get out there and do something. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for listening.